Understand your mind. The Vedic texts offer profound wisdom on deeper aspects of the human mind. According to the Vedas, the mind plays a crucial role in both bondage and liberation, and understanding its workings is essential for our existence. That irrespective of external circumstances, mind is capable of joy or suffering as a result of its own strength or limitation. Let us explore these insightful shlokas from various Vedic texts that shed light on the nature of the mind and its significance. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam mukte nirvishayam smritam. The mind is the cause of bondage and liberation for human beings. When attached to the material world, it leads to bondage, but when detached, it leads to liberation. This shloka emphasizes that the mind plays a pivotal role in our journey towards freedom or bondage. When the mind is attached to sensory objects, the worldly desires, it becomes the cause of bondage. However, when the mind transcends such attachments and attains detachment, it becomes a pathway to liberation. Yoga Chittavritti Nirodha. Yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. Yoga, as described in Vedic text, involves the mastery of the mind. This sloka states that the true essence of yoga lies in calming the incessant fluctuations of the mind. By achieving a state of mental stillness and tranquility, one can experience higher states of consciousness and union with the divine. Manasaiva idam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat manomoolam ido sarvam manohinam jagatyajat. All this is seen in this world is mind alone. The entire world is rooted in the mind, and without the mind, there is no world. According to this sloka, the Vedic text proclaim the profound truth that the entire world is the manifestation of the mind. The external reality we perceive is intimately interconnected to the thoughts, perceptions, and interpretations of the mind. In essence, the mind is the foundation of our experience of the world. Manohi Brahma, Manohi Vishwara, Manas Sanya Pravartate Jagat. The mind is indeed the Brahman, or the supreme reality, and the mind is indeed Ishvara, the God. By the power of mind, the world is set in motion. This sloka highlights the profound nature of mind. It equates the mind with ultimate reality, Brahma, and the God, Ishvara. The mind possesses immense creative power, and through its thoughts and intentions, it shapes and influences the world we perceive. Yad bhavam tad bhavati, yad bhavam bhavatu prabhu manaha eva manushyanam karanadvayam uchyate. Whatever one state of mind is, that state one becomes. The mind alone is said to be the cause of both bondage and liberation for human beings. This sloka emphasizes the significant role of mind in shaping our reality. It states that the state of mind determines our experiences and outcomes. If the mind is filled with negativity and attachment, it leads to bondage, whereas pure and liberated mind paves way for ultimate freedom. Mano hi duragraha durasayaha mano mahan duratma. The mind is difficult to control, restless and obstinate. It is great, powerful, and yet very difficult to conquer. This sloka acknowledges the challenges of taming the mind. The mind is described as elusive, unruly, and resistant to control. It possesses immense strength and can easily sway towards negative tendencies. Mastering the mind requires persistence, discipline, and unwavering effort. Mano hi vijnanamayam, mano vilayamayam jagat. The mind is the source of knowledge and is also the cause of the manifest world. This sloka highlights the dual nature of the mind. It is the seat of both knowledge and ignorance. The mind has potential to acquire wisdom and understanding, but it can also lead to delusion and misconception. The world we perceive is shaped by the mind and its interpretation. Manastu mukta, manastu bandha, manaseva hi mokshaya kalpyate. The mind is the cause of both liberation and bondage. The mind alone is capable of attaining liberation. This sloka underscores the power of mind in determining our state of freedom or bondage. The mind, when attached to worldly desires and attachments, leads to bondage. However, when the mind is free from such attachments and attains liberation, it becomes the pathway to ultimate freedom. Manaha prashamanopayaha yogaha sa paramo muktitaha. The calming of the mind is the supreme means, and yoga or union with the divine is the bestower of liberation. This shloka emphasizes the significance of calming the mind as means to achieve liberation. By quietening the restless mind and attaining inner stillness, one can experience the state of union with the divine. Yoga practices are considered instrumental in achieving this state of tranquility and ultimate liberation. न मनो न एव च बुद्धिर न च संकल्पो न च दृष्टिः न च विषयपराग एव चित्तम. Neither mind nor intellect, nor volition, nor perception, nor sense objects. This is the state of pure consciousness or chitta. The shloka describes the state of pure consciousness, where the mind transcends its ordinary functions. In this state, the mind is devoid of thoughts, desires, judgments, and attachments. It is a state of pure awareness and being, free from the influence of external objects and internal fluctuations. Mano moolah kamaha, manat sangaha shokaha, mano moolam labham, mano moolam mohaha. Desire or karma originates from the mind. Grief or shoka is wave of the mind. Greed or lobha has its roots in the mind, and delusion or moha arises from the mind. This sloka highlights the role of the mind in arising of various emotions and afflictions. Desires, grief, greed, and delusion all originate from the mind. They are like the waves that arise and subside within the vast expanse of ocean called the mind. Understanding and transcending these mental tendencies is crucial for one's own growth. सर्वं मनसि मनसैव जगत् सृजते मनः आत्मानं पश्यन्ति पश्यांतात्मानि मनसः. Everything is conceived in the mind. The mind alone creates the world. Those with a focused mind perceive the self, and the mind is perceived by the self. This sloka emphasizes the creative power of the mind. It states that the mind is responsible for creation and perception of the world. A focused and disciplined mind enables individuals to pursue the true nature of self or Atman, while the self in return pursues the working of the mind. Sthito yasya manah prani bhava bhava vicharane mano drishtihi pranasya pranamatrasya lakshanam. Mind is the basis of existence and inquiry into what exists and what does not exist. The mind is the vision of the life force. It is the characteristic of the life force. This sloka highlights the interplay between the mind and the life force called prana. The mind serves as the foundation for exploring the concepts of existence and non-existence. It is through the mind that the life force gains vision and awareness. The mind and prana are intricately connected, influencing each other in the journey of self-inquiry. Manashantam Shivam Nirvikalpam Nirmalam Amalam Brahmakaram Swayam Jyotihi Paramatmanam Pranamostute. Salutations to the Supreme Self, the tranquil, auspicious, undifferentiated, pure and self-illuminating forms of Brahman. This sloka expresses reverence for the Supreme Self, which is described as the embodiment of peace, auspiciousness, purity and self-illumination. It refers to the ultimate reality, Brahman, which transcends all limitations and shines forth as a divine essence within all beings. Offering salutations to this divine reality invokes a sense of reverence and connection to the highest truth. Conclusion. The Vedic text offered profound insights into the nature of the mind and its influence on our lives. They teach us that the mind is the key to both bondage and liberation, and that by understanding and mastering its working, we can attain higher states of consciousness, as well as health, wealth, and prosperity in the truest sense. By cultivating a calm and detached mind, we can experience the profound truths of our existence and move towards ultimate liberation.